With this video, I'm going to show you a few ways to obtain or see information about some of the different objects that you might have in your drawing. Let's say you wanted to know the radius of the circle or the arc or the length of the line. We can obtain that information quite easily. If I pick this line and I right click and I go to quick properties, it shows a very short dialog box looking thing with information about that, such as the fact that it's 2.1213 units long, what layer it's on, what line type, and what color it might be made up of. If I hit the escape key, I let go of it, and the quick properties box disappears. If I pick an arc and I right click and pick quick properties, I can see information about that object. I hit escape again and do it again with the circle. I can see information about the circle, very closely related to the information related or about the arc. Now, I myself use this all the time, and I don't find it handy to have to pick something and then right click and pick quick properties. I like to have quick properties always showing as soon as I pick something. To make that happen, I'm going to move down over here to the customization button, and up pops all the list of all the toggles that I can display, and I'm going to display the quick properties toggle. When I pick that, it wedges its way into the status bar. I'll just pick here to make that list disappear. And then I'll come down here, and the button that appears is right there. That's my quick properties toggle. When I pick it, now quick properties will be on all the time as soon as I pick something. I can look at that and I can let go or hit the escape key, pick this, and I can see information about that. And it's immediate. I don't have to ask for it. It comes up right away because I have quick properties button displayed and I have the button turned on. Not only can you see information about the object, but some of the information can be adjusted. Notice how all of these properties are very white. They're pickable, in fact. I'm going to hit escape and I'm going to go over here to the line command or to the line object and see how the length is kind of grayed out. I can't change that. Whereas anything that's white, I can change. Like if I pick this, I see the radius is set to 3.603. I can pick right here and I can change that to 3.5, let's say. And it changes the arc a little bit. I'll hit the escape key and it let go. And it looks like it changed the line weight. That's kind of, I wasn't expecting that to happen just now. I'm going to regen the screen and see if that brings it back. That's not good. It made that disappear or made them all go away. I'll try fixing it again by picking on my line weight button, turn them off, turn them back on. Nope, I can't get those bold again. I think I might have to close the drawing and open it back up. But we can still see these and finish up this video. If I pick an object and another object, quick property still displays, but only the things that those objects might have associated with themselves or with both of them. Typically going to be just your color, layer, and line weight in that instance, which is handy though, because I can use this to put these objects on a different layer. I can pick this and pull this down and then look at all the layers that I might have in the drawing and kind of work my way through there and pick something, and then that moves on to that layer. Hit the escape key and I'll let it go. Another way that we can use quick properties, or a quicker way to change an object's layer using quick properties, is to not necessarily pull that list down and scroll through it and find what we want, but I know my layering system, and I know that if I wanted to put this object onto the center line layer, when I pick this, that's active right now. As soon as I type in a C, it goes to the first layer in my layer list that starts with a C and it shows it to me. And it immediately moves that object to that layer. Now I gotta move my cursor off of that dialog or that panel and hit the escape key in order to let go. If I hit the escape key while my cursor is still on the panel, it'll seem like nothing's happening. But that's a nice, easy way to change an object's layer using that quick properties or gathering the different properties about that object. Another way that you can change properties or view the properties of objects in many more properties than just what happens to be shown to you with quick properties is to bring on the full properties palette. I can do that with a hotkey combination of holding down the control key and hitting the 1 key, and that brings up my properties panel. Now, it kind of puts it on in a floating mode here. I don't like that. What I like to do is kind of, I like to go ahead and wedge this over here on the side. So I'm going to right click on here and make sure that I'm turning on allow docking. When I do that, now when I grab the title bar here on the left and move it all the way over, you can see it kind of wedges its way in there. If I let go, it pushes the command prompt and pushes the graphic screen over and wedges that in there. And with nothing picked, it kind of just gives me information about the screen itself or the state of the drawing itself, like how wide my objects or how wide the screen is that I happen to be looking at. I don't know, but I kind of find that interesting. Maybe it's boring to you, and quite probably is. But if I pick an object, quick properties still comes up, but you can see quick properties is only showing me color, layer, and line type and length, whereas the full-blown properties panel, excuse me, is showing me other general properties, and it's showing me object-specific properties like the X and Y values of the start point and the X and Y values of the end point, and the change in X values and change in Y values, length and angle. Notice I still can't change any of this stuff, but if I'll hit the escape key here, or I can't change any of that information. I could change the X value of the start point or the Y value of the start point, but just grips would let me do that. I don't really need that. I'm going to hit escape and apply that concept of changing object properties to an arc. Now you can see in here I can change the start angle. Maybe I want this arc to start at angle 0. And you can see that the first point went over and lined up with the center in angle 0. And maybe I can change the end angle to 90. Whoops, I'm sorry, I got a pick in there. To 90. And now I turn that into, quick properties kind of covering this up, but I turn that into a 90-degree angle. Of course, I can change the, excuse me, the radius or the arc length. Maybe I need an arc that's exactly 7 inches long for some reason or other. Oh, I can't do that, because if I did that, I'd have to change too many other variables. So that's grayed out. I just can't quite do that. Yeah, I would have to do it with the radius or modifying the radius or modifying the start point or the end point. What I am going to do is hit the escape key, and I'm going to go to the circle command. And over here, again, we can change start points or the center point values. We can also change the radius or the diameter. Maybe I need a 6-inch diameter circle. Type that in and hit enter, and that updates. Maybe I need a circle that has an exact area of 30 units. Okay, and it makes the other adjustments appropriately. So that's properties and quick properties. I find them extremely useful. I do like this a lot. I use it whenever I'm checking drawings because I need to know things like, if I grab this line, you can see that I am seeing the change in X values and the change in Y values. And we do, or have the students do, drawings quite often where a corner is a 1/2 inch removed in each direction, and I can verify that here. In this instance, it's the change in X values between the endpoint and the start point is 1.5, and the same for the Y value. So this way it's 1.5, and that way it's 1.5. Quite handy. So I'm going to hit the escape key and let it go. And I do find the properties panel useful enough that I am willing to give up that screen real estate. Quick Properties is very handy for right at the cursor type changes. But if I want to go with deeper information, then I can look at my full-blown properties panel over here. I'll hit escape and let go, and we'll be done.